Hi, it's ghbond, and we're back with another update on RMSL. It's been a long time since we've done one, but there really hasn't been anything going on. RMSL's just been doing what it's supposed to do. If you watch my previous videos, then you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this video is not financial advice. The stock that we're talking about for the company REMSleep. REMSleep is a startup of sorts, and it is very, very risky. And you certainly have a chance of losing 90% or more, up to 100% of your investment. Invest with an open mind. Consider it more like an option where it either takes off or it goes to zero, and you're satisfied that the risk is worth the possible reward. So I wanted to start this one off with a little talk about DD, or due diligence. So what is due diligence? Very often when we see things called DD, or due diligence, what it actually is a list of talking or selling points from the cheerleaders of the stock. Actual due diligence is looking at both the good points and the bad points for the stock. So I just want to make everyone aware, I'm not a cheerleader for RMSL, so I'm going to talk about the good and the bad and let you make your own decisions. In this case, we're going to look at RMSL from a little bit of the swing trade as well as the long-term investor standpoint, because due diligence may vary a little bit depending on your time frame. So where are we in the support channel? Those of you who have seen the previous videos, you may remember that I said after we crashed in this area due to the fact that we didn't get FDA approval, we would hang out in the support area defined by these lines. Well, right away we had a dead cat bounce, and eventually the bounce resolved back and we did hang out in the support area as I predicted. We did hang out a little bit lower than we used to. The price was weak here, may have had to do with the bear market, but we always held above the 1 penny point. You'll notice here you got your opportunity to buy at 1 penny, which has been my long-standing buy recommendation for the long-term holders. If you missed that 1 penny, all I can tell you is that your broker has something called a good till canceled order. You can put it in, it lasts for months. You can put an order in to buy your shares of RMSL for a penny, and it'll stay there for months. And so that way when it pops down there for 5 minutes, your order will get filled. If you want to take advantage of the next time it hits a penny, if it does, that's the way to do it, because by the time you figure it out, it's probably going to be too late. You can see these are usually little spikes when it goes below a penny. It does not hang out down there. So now that we're coming out, as you can see here, we're starting to pop above the support range. What does history tell us? Let's take a look at what happened last time. So this is the 2022 run. You can see we started over here in January. We had a little run into the 2s, and then we sold off again back down here into the support area, and another little run into the 2s, sold in April back down to the support area. In mid-April into May, we climbed back up, and this is the run into potential FDA approval, and there's the collapse after FDA approval didn't materialize. We can't expect the prices to necessarily do the exact same thing they did last year, but based on this information and what we know about the stock, what can we potentially look at as a strategy? So I'm going to show you my strategy, and you can develop your own based on what you think. So for long-term holders, of course, we always have the buy at 1 cent. For swing traders, we have a much more frequent opportunity to buy at 1.2 cents. You see, every time it fell back down, we got down to about 1.2 cents. So you can buy at 1.2 cents. The swing trader can sell at 2.4, which just happens to be a double from 1.2. But pretty reliably, we got up to 2.4 cents. If you're going to sell at 2.4 cents, how do you know it won't keep going all the way up? Well, you don't know. That's something that a swing trader has to take into account, is that it might keep going up, and then you might end up having to buy it higher. That's just your decision if you're a swing trader. Now, I also have a sell up here at 4 cents, and those of you who've seen previous videos, I speculated that perhaps the FDA didn't necessarily have RMSL's best interests at heart. So what do we know about the FDA? Well, obviously there's some corruption there. Potentially, even after everything we've done, we may not get FDA approval again. So my personal strategy, I'm going to sell some when we get above 4 cents. just so in case it drops back down again, I didn't miss all of the profit that I had up there at 4 cents. I'm still going to keep a lot of shares for the potential ride up to 22 cents or wherever it ends up going. So when are we likely to receive FDA approval? Well, this is my original slide with one small change. Originally, I thought Q3 or Q4 of last year, but it did slip into next year, meaning 2023. And we still need company guidance because even after we submit again, the company is going to have to tell us when they expect to receive approval, because we, at this point, have no way of knowing that. So what company guidance have we received? We received a nice letter from the company with lots of guidance in it, and these are what I think are the key points. Number one, our latest savior is the Senior Director for Regulatory Compliance and Regulatory Submission is Judy, with too many vowels in her last name. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but Judy is supposed to be our latest savior. Of course, last time we had a company that was supposedly perfect at FDA approval. This time we have Judy, who's experienced in FDA approval. Hopefully Judy will get us through, but it's really just a new savior or a new quarterback who's got the ball, and hopefully it'll work this time, but we don't know for sure. Delta wave testing to be completed by mid-February to mid-March. That's the current guidance. If there's a setback, that could be a reason why the price might dip back down to get you your 1.2 cents. Upon completion, a company plans on immediately submitting the finalized FDA 510K. Now they're going to submit it, but how long will it take for approval? And that's where we'll need the company guidance. We don't know it's going to be another full FDA approval all over again, or if we're going to get fast-tracked a little, either through the connections that Judy has, or because we've already been through it once before and the FDA will give us consideration for that. The company also said that once they get approval, their next generation masks should receive faster approval because they already have the blueprint of how to get things through the FDA, which is true if they make the first approval happen. Also, the company expects not to need any cash to launch the products, which is a good thing, but as we know, companies say they have all the cash they need, and then for some reason down the road they may find they need more. So we should always be alert for the potential that they may come looking for more cash, either through more stock offering or by going out for loans. The company ended up with a customer falling through on their CPAP machines, and they ended up with a lot of inventory. Now they have a new potential sales channel. They are supposed to provide more guidance as to whether that channel is going to work out. Also, the next generation masks, they believe that they're going to be able to use them for COPD and CHF, which gives them more of a sales, and they have to get that approved through the FDA. So we will find out how that goes down the road. It's potential good news that we'll find out about in the future. So in summary, it looks like we have a bright future. Kind of reminds me of last year. Everything looked like it was finally coming together. We're going to be optimistic and cautious. We have the potential for doubling our capital on dip trades. So I'm going to be looking for those dip trades. Any time it gets down to 1.2, I'm going to be putting extra capital in and selling it back off at 2.4. Also, finally, don't trust the FDA. I'd love to see RMSL get approval this year, but I don't think the FDA can be trusted, and therefore I'm going to hedge my bets. So that's it for this update, and as soon as something new and interesting comes out, we'll do another one. Meantime, good luck to you all, and hope to see you again soon.